Good morning and welcome to America's Home Cooking Company. Where am I going? 8:45, that would be 9:30. I'm also washing clothes, so I'm doing the clock there. Today I am making broccoli risotto with Parmesan. Okay, now you are going to need 5½ cups of chicken stock or vegetable stock. I have that, and put it on a flame. You want to heat it up, that's all you're going to do, and then turn it down on simmer because we're going to be using it, all right? You're also going to need 1½ cups of arborio or medium grain rice. I have my rice right here. All right, right now we need 4 cups of broccoli florets, which I'm doing right now. I'm just going to see how small. Well, I guess they want them small. Okay. They don't want a large stem on them. And sort of like this. But don't leave a long stem on them. That's the one thing it's showing. I just bought a broccoli crown, and it seems to be more than enough for what I need. And put those in a bowl. We'll be working with them, don't worry. And we'll rinse them soon enough. Now there's a little one. So see, there's different ways of doing vegetables. You just don't always have to put them in a little bit of water and have them as a side dish. We can mix these things up and come up with all sorts of very, very interesting dishes. Yeah, that one's the right size. So I cut the little ones off. I'm just going to be throwing them in there. Okay, we've got 4 cups of that. Now what are you going to do with this and these pieces? You can put them to the side and you can cook with them. So don't think that you can waste it. We'll just put it to use, that's all. All right, we're also going to need 1 onion chopped. So you got your broccoli in a bowl, you got your rice, and you got your stock going. Well, today we hit 32 degrees. We're finally of freezing. I hope you are as well. Now see, a lot of people don't know that the South, Texas, gets snow once every 15 years. So it's not really that bad. They just shut the schools and businesses down, you know. So, and we were all the way in Beeville, so you know we're pretty close to the border. So that is not something I'm unfamiliar with. And we'd run out early in the morning before the sun came out and melted the snow. We would sit there and run out there and make a snowman. We didn't know how to do it. Because my mother grew up north, she showed us how to. Oh, God. See, when I grew up, we didn't put vegetables with rice and stuff. It was more, we had the starch separated from the meat and the vegetables. separated, but this is different. This is what's so good about, you know, collecting cookbooks. You get to learn different ways of doing things. All right, we got the onion. Let me see what kind of pot they want for this. Okay. Well, the saucepan I have should be large now. Saucepans always have a handle like this. So these are saucepans when they have the handles like this. So these are some of this information I know you already know, but there are new people who don't know, so when I mention it's not saying anything, I'm just bringing information to people who don't know. All right, we're going to add 2 tablespoons to this dish into the saucepan. We've got the onion ready for it. Now my stock is starting to boil, so I turned it down to simmer just to keep it hot. I'll put you. Yes, this is what we're having with the fried chicken wings. I thought it'd be nice. Now we're going to heat the olive oil and we're going to saute the onions. No, this could looks like go over. Yeah, well, I'm just running out of space again. Okay. So let me get you over here. We're just heating the oil up, and then we're going to put the onion in it. I had to clean this stove. I had grease all over the place, so I had to clean it before I could move further. Now, I'm sorry, this takes a bit. I'm going to go ahead and rinse my rice and my broccoli so they'll be ready. When I was learning to cook, I was always told I had to learn the terminologies and what they meant and all. But I was also told to follow the recipes exactly, because you're not going to know how to do something unless you follow recipes exactly. And then once you learn, you can play around with them. Okay, when you see the oil shimmer, which I see, go ahead and add your onions in. Well, your onions. Now we are going to saute these until they're soft, or better known as translucent. You can see how white they are like this, thick, thick like this. It gets translucent. It gets almost like a cloudy look, a mild cloud. Now you don't want to brown these, you just want to saute them. So if you have to turn the flame down to make sure that you do not toast your onion. I want to try the chicken, but I can't. I have enough breast to eat, and that's it. It came out quite nice. I'm not going to tell you how long it takes for your onions to get translucent. It just depends upon the flame you have underneath it. Now I am going to be using brown rice. Now you have to remember, if you're using white rice, you're going to stir it with the onions before you add stock to it. And it has a little white dot in the middle. They say that's when you know it's going to do it. I have to do mine a little different because I am using brown rice. Mine will take a little longer to cook, which doesn't bother me. I'm not afraid of it. See how the onions are changing? See? Translucent. That's why I stir them, turn the flame down, because you don't want to burn them or brown them. Stir it around until you get a white dot on it. They said it takes about a minute. In other words, you can just cook the outside of it really quick. Now you're going to notice throughout my recipes, or I should say my channel, you're going to notice periodically I'm going to mention chemicals and what it does to your body, because I want you to be aware of what's happening and how you feed your family. Now add 3/4 of a cup, literally just 3/4. A little more. You pour too much, that's okay. I'm going to let this come to a boil, and then I'm going to turn it down to simmer and let it absorb that, and then we'll move to the next step. Now what we're doing is we're adding 3/4 of a cup. We're going to let it cook the 3/4 of the cup. Okay, we're going to turn it down to simmer. We're going to let it absorb this. And when it dries out, you're going to add another 3/4 of a cup of the broth, or the stock if you wish to say it. But anyway, you're going to do that until it's just about done, and that's what we're doing. So I'll see you in about 10 minutes. But remember, watch the rice, and when it's almost al dente, as they say, for the pasta, pretty much the same with the rice, we'll sit there and I'll be back. So if it dries out, add 3/4 of a cup more, and you just keep on until you get it to that point. Then we'll move forward. At least that's what the instructions are saying. So hold on, let me make sure. When the rice starts to soften, we are going to add the broccoli to it, okay? So right now, let's just get the rice to that point. See, I do this all the time, so I'm very well aware of how to do this. So I'll be back at that point. Okay, while that rice is cooking, you have to grate 1 cup of fresh Parmesan cheese. Gee, I hope I have enough. Yes, I do have enough. Keep an eye on your rice. Do you know the heart of the house or the home is the kitchen? Oh, I have to add more. Ran out of liquid. Add another 3/4 cup if you have to. And let it keep on cooking. Okay, now we have everything, I think. Except the salt and pepper, we'll do that later. I don't even know how much this is going to make. We'll have to see how big it is. Okay, we're still waiting on the rice to finish cooking, but if it runs out, add 3/4 cup more. When it's just about done, that's when we're going to be adding other stuff to it. So be aware to keep an eye on your rice. Okay, you're going to add your broccoli into it. Now you're going to add 1/2 cup of stock. Now remember, you brought your rice just about to the point of doneness, correct? Right, so now we're going to start taking care of this. Put your lid on, leave it on simmer. Now if it runs out of fluid and the broccoli's not done and the rice isn't quite done, add another 1/2 cup of stock. When it's the stock is dried out, taste it. The rice should be done and the broccoli should be done. It should not be mushy. The broccoli should have a slight crunch to it, which means you're just about at the point of doneness. And some people like it a little crunchy, but you don't want it soggy. That's the whole object of this. This is why you only put so much fluid in at a time, and you put the lid on. That steam will help cook that broccoli, and the rice will be absorbing the fluid as well. Okay, so when my broccoli is done and the rice is done, then we'll move to the next step. Okay, I just have the rice done and the broccoli done. I'm going to add salt and pepper and my whole cup of Parmesan cheese, and you're going to stir this around. And that is pretty much it, except putting it into a bowl And this is the dish. And you can see the cheese is really melting in a hurry. I'm just making sure that I got the salt and pepper mixed. And then I will sit there and put it in a bowl and I'll show you what it looks like. Let me go get one. Let me get you over here so I have more room. And then I'm going to knock you over again. And I don't think you want to hit the deck again. Now the broccoli isn't overcooked or anything else. Got the cheese, the rice, salt and pepper in it. And I'll get a fork and toss it so it looks a little neater. So you can see how it looks. Here it is. Just taking the mound down some off of it. You see the cheese is melting. Oh my goodness. Anyway, this is it. It's very, very good. You will have some liquid from the cheese as it melts. That is a very unusual dish. And I think it'll go excellent with the chicken today. So you take care and have a great day. Okay? Bye-bye.